Hello everyone and Happy New Year. I know I have been MIA as usual, yes, but all for good reasons. Life has been wonderful and I've been happening to life. And a lot has happened in the last 2 years since my last video. And I'm here to talk about one of them, which is your girl, moi, made a career transition to tech. Yay! I can't believe I'm a tech babe. Yeah, so guys, so today I just want to talk about how I made this transition, because I know someone out there this would be beneficial to the person. It doesn't mean that my strategies would always work for everybody, but you never can tell. Just to share my own journey, and maybe someone out there can apply it or add some other things to it and make that career transition, start that business or whatever it is. So first and foremost, I'll talk about my why technology, and why did I choose to leave the career I had built for over the years to being a tech babe. In everything you do, make sure you have a why. When I was relocating to Canada, I didn't relocate because any of my friends were relocating. I had a why. Why do you want to do this? Because at the end of the day, when the going gets tough or when you get overwhelmed, your why will be the reason why you keep pushing and why you keep moving and why you keep believing. And my own whys were just two. The first one was the fact that technology is going nowhere. We can see what happened with COVID. The reason why we are still alive today was partly part of technology. I don't know about you, but for me, I could work from home without having to get out of my door. That was thanks to technology. I could get my groceries, food, without even seeing the delivery guy. All I just needed to do was open my app like Instacart, Amazon, Uber Eats, make that request, and the food gets to my doorstep without me stepping out of the house. That is thanks to technology. And I realized that technology, whether we like it or not, is now part of our daily lives. And that was what pushed me to technology. And the second reason was, of course, the money. I have quite a lot of friends that are tech guys, tech girls, and they were really popping out. So I wanted to be on that side of making money. I mean, who doesn't like some more money? That's why we even work in the first place. So those were my two reasons why I decided to move into tech. And of course, as you would know, tech is very, very broad. You have the software developers, engineers, data analysis, data analytics, business analysis, Scrum Master, cybersecurity. The list is endless. Technology is very broad. So the second thing to do is, after your why, the second thing or the next thing to do is your research. Research. I'm very big on research. Even for my previous video, I spoke about research. In anything you want to do, be it business, be it moving to a new country, you have to research. If you don't research well, you would end up not getting it right. So the next thing for me was I had to research. What part of technology did I want to go into? Then I narrowed it down first to my skills. What were the skills I had? As at then, I was doing anti-money laundering, which required me to do a lot of data analysis. So I looked towards data analysis. And again, I also observed that during that COVID time, there was high increase in cybercrime, cyber attack, like ransomware, phishing. Then I realized that there would be need for a lot of cybersecurity professionals. As long as technology is growing, there will be bad guys out there willing to exploit it for their own gains. So, which made me narrow it down to data analysis and cybersecurity. Ooh, now I know what I wanted to do, right? And the next thing was to find out how to gain knowledge. I narrowed it down to just 3 things. Either I go back to school, go for boot camp, or just use free resources. Going back to school, I felt that was really quite expensive because I could get this knowledge without going back to school. I already had people who had done that, so I knew it was very possible. And I'm very big on investment. I'd rather put that in an investment than use that to go to school. Don't get me wrong, you can actually go to school, it's actually fine. It's no big deal. But for me, it was personal to me. I'd rather invest than use that money to go back to school. So going to school was out of the way. Secondly was to go through the boot camp routes. Yes, boot camps. Some people will tell you boot camps are expensive, But I tell you, for free, boot camp worked for me because that was what I eventually used. The free resources, I didn't go for that because I actually felt overwhelmed. There were a lot of information. Thanks to the internet, there is nothing you cannot learn online. Even here on YouTube, there is nothing you cannot learn. But I needed a structured curriculum where I could learn gradually. So I didn't just want to be all over the place. So I went for the boot camp. Then, thanks to Canada as well, the government of Canada they're really big on helping people with second career, helping people become employable. So for my research, I found this data analysis program that was free. It was for 6 weeks, totally free. I didn't even pay $1. I got on the program. I learned a lot there. I learned R, Python, Power BI, Tableau, even Excel, advanced Excel. So that was really good for me. But while I was on that training, I was still doing my research because I really wanted data analysis, cybersecurity, because I know in cybersecurity you can do data analysis, but in data analysis I wasn't sure you could do cybersecurity. And as at then, I was studying more about cybersecurity, and I realized my career as at then was the non-technical part of cybersecurity, because I was always catching the bad guys, going after them, financial, the guys that exploit the financial systems. But cybersecurity, you'll be going after the bad guys, but the technical systems. So I kept on researching, and lo and behold, I found a wonderful program. I'm so grateful for that program. It was also free, but I still paid a token, and the token was not so much. It was something I actually did not feel getting out of my pocket. I paid for the training, and this training was 7 months long. It was really overwhelming. It was tears and blood, I must say. I won't sit down here and tell you it was easy. But then that brings me to my third point. The next thing is to, after you've decided on the learning path you want to go through, the next thing is to reach out, build that connection. I said it here before that LinkedIn is very, very underrated. LinkedIn is underrated. Reach out to people on LinkedIn. Find out the paths they took to get to the path you want to go to. Of course, when you're adding people on LinkedIn, you add people that are in the field you want to get into or your current field. I wanted to get into cybersecurity. The next thing for me was to look out for people that were in cybersecurity, people that have gone before me and they've actually done it successfully. I added them, look at their journey, reached out to some of them, had some virtual coffee chats with some people, and I could tell you that a lot of people responded. I would tell you people in Fortune 500 companies, directors, partners, they had conversations with me, and it really helped. It really helped me in my journey. Then another set of people you should also connect with are those that are trying to get into that field like you. Don't feel like, Jenny, what are you saying? They're also struggling like me. Yes, they're struggling like you, and that is why you need them. You need their energy. You need their vibe. You need their never give up spirit. You need that connection such that, like for me, when I was at the boot camp, I made connection with people that were also trying to get into the field like me. Like even up to now, they are still my real J. We were able to come together to explain very, very hard concepts to ourselves in such a way that we could understand it. There were times I was overwhelmed. There were times I felt like, man, shit, I don't think I can do this anymore. And we had to organize overnight classes, like within ourselves, to read up or explain difficult things to ourselves, like from 10 p.m. to like 3 a.m. There were nights I'll be like, oh no, not me, not tonight. And one of them would just call, Jenny, why are you not there yet? And I'm like, oh, I'm down. I don't think I can do this anymore. And they're like, Jenny, remember why you wanted to do this before? And that's because you already had that conversation with them. You already connected with them. So the times you are down, they lift you up. And the times they are also down, I was also there for them, because It's not easy making a total career transition. Let me not sit down here and lie to you. It's not easy. So you need those kind of people around your corner. That's why I'm very big on support system. I rarely say friends because people have actually misused that word a lot. People who don't know what friendship really means, they just go about talking about friendship. So I rather use the word support system. I pour into you, you pour into me. I'm not all about just receiving from you. You're not all about just getting from me. It's both beneficial. So you need these people in your corner to help this transition. And never give up. I would say never give up. It could be very hard sometimes. It could be overwhelming sometimes, but just never give up. That's what brings me back to my first step, which is your why. Hold it to your why. I wanted more money. I wanted to be in a career that was gonna be there for the longest. A career that I will not just be replaced. So that kept me moving. And don't forget to always touch base with those people that are already in the field. Those people that you've spoken to before, built connection with, made your mentors already. Reach out to them, talk to them, because it also fuels you and keeps you going. Then lastly, pray. Yeah, you think I'm going to sit down here and tell you all this without talking about prayer? Please pray. Because the place of prayer cannot be overemphasized. In everything we do, we need God. We need God to guide us. We need God to lead us. We need God to continue to strengthen us. Pray. If you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, whatever religion you are, or whatever you believe in, just make sure that you pray. Talk to God about it. Because when you talk to God, He gives you that strength. He refuels you as well to keep the fire burning. And lastly, don't forget that your girl Jennifer is rooting for you. So it's the beginning of 2023. Go make that work. And so that by the time it's end of the year and we're counting our blessings, you'll be happy to say, yes, I made the career switch, or I started the business. And I will tell you for free that it's worth it. It's a lot of struggle. It's a lot of pain, but it's really worth it in the end. In the last 1-2 years of my life, when I look back, where I am today, I never thought I would get here this fast. But that's all the steps that I've just listed out really guided me and helped me. And I know that someone out there watching this video would get that spirit, that inspiration, so to say, to actually get up and do the work. And that's all for me. I hope I'll be able to talk more about other things like getting a job, building your resume, and some other talks I could bring up here as the Spirit leads. Until then, please don't let yourself down, because I believe in you. Bye.